With the Deadpool 3 trailer now being released and us having about 24 hours to digest it, it is time for the theories to start a-flowing. And that's exactly what I want to do here for you guys. I want to go through some of the most popular theories I've been seeing pop up online from fans. We're going to become Reed Richards and stretch ourselves out a little far, but that is always the fun and the excitement and the ultimate build up to disappointment when going to see a new superhero movie. And I don't just want this to be about my theories. I want to hear from you guys as well. What theories do you believe in? What can you make up? And which do you think are complete bogus? All right, kicking things off, let's start with a really fun one that is probably wrong, but is so exciting to think about. The idea that Deadpool and Wolverine is setting up a battle between Wolverine and the Hulk. When Wolverine first appeared in the comic books, it was him against Hulk. So ever since then, fans have just been wanting to see Wolverine and Hulk fight each other. It feels like it's almost a canon event for Wolverine, and over the 20 years of Hugh Jackman being with us, he's never done that, but he's also never worn his comic book suit until now. And in the trailer, there's actually a lot of evidence pointing to the fact that this could actually be the case. One of the first pieces of evidence is Deadpool sitting on this dinosaur mouth that actually also resembles the dinosaur mouth bed that the Hulk had in Thor Ragnarok. Then when we look at Wolverine later in this trailer, we see his back and iconic haircut, who wears a white tuxedo suit with an eye patch, and one of the first times he wore this is when he was working with a version of the Hulk, Mr. Fix-It. But probably my favorite Easter egg from the entire trailer is this moment here, and no, I'm not talking about the Secret Wars comic book, but instead the soda bottle here is the same soda bottle that we saw in Edward Norton's Incredible Hulk from 2008, the one that Stan Lee got a sip of. It's kind of insane to think about how many Easter eggs there are to the Hulk in this movie, and putting that together with the moments inside the TVA where they show Deadpool scenes of the Hulk, and even moments from Thor Ragnarok, a movie where the Hulk was also in it, it starts to teeter-totter from, is this a coincidence or is this on purpose? It also makes you wonder, which version of the Hulk would it be? Would it be the 2003 Eric Bana version, the Edward Norton Hulk, or the Mark Ruffalo Hulk, be it that they're technically supposed to be the same Hulk, but you gotta admit they look distinctly different. If this theory ends up being correct, we know Deadpool and Wolverine end up going to the void. And I'm thinking all the old past superhero movies from like Daredevil, Elektra, the old Fantastic Four, and maybe even 2003 Eric Bana Hulk are in this void because they got pruned and their timelines canceled. That would be kind of a way to set up Wolverine fighting the Hulk. But again, that's one of the crazier theories. But now bringing us back down a little bit to reality and down to sad territory, Deadpool 3 is about to get a little dark on us. A lot of fans were quick to notice the exchanges between Wade Wilson and Vanessa in this movie, and it looks like they are no longer together. And the reasoning behind it looks to be extremely sad. Fans caught on to this whenever Vanessa addressed Deadpool as buddy in the movie.
Make a wish, buddy.
And yeah, your wife or girlfriend could call you buddy, but in this context, it seemed different, especially this part in the trailer where Deadpool talks about having to go through a couple of rough times. If we remember back in Deadpool 2, Vanessa was pregnant with their kid and they were about to have a child. It looks very likely like Vanessa and Deadpool lost their kid. You pair that up with the trailer implying that Deadpool has been retired for a while, most likely due to the fact he doesn't want his friends or ex-wife in danger because he time traveled to save them all and became a car salesman. That's what he is in this photo. It's kind of really depressing and sad to think about a Disney Marvel movie is going to tackle one of the harshest realities in the world of a couple losing a baby. Although Deadpool is a very funny and jokey character, the serious moments in the franchise hit pretty hard. All right, cutting back a little bit here, let's talk about this sequence here in this gambling ring, because fans have been theorizing that this scene will finally introduce us to a long-awaited X-Men character. So while we were all mesmerized by a version of Wolverine playing cards, that should have been our first hint. Who is notorious for being a card player and a mutant? Gambit, baby. Some people have even gone ahead and cleared up the image, brightened it up, and you could barely tell. But for the longest time, Channing Tatum was announced to be Gambit in the Fox universe, where he was promised his own solo movie before that universe got canceled and drifted away. Since the director of this movie, Sean Levy, is very close friends with not only Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, they all worked together and even cameoed in the movie Free Guy, where Channing Tatum also had a cameo. So it seems extremely likely like they'll be able to convince Channing Tatum to cameo in this movie, and this will be the perfect moment. Playing a card game in front of Wolverine, and if one of them is cheating or things go wrong with Deadpool there, then we have an action scene with Channing Tatum Gambit. Let's move on to some more obvious theories that seem extremely plausible, like why Deadpool betrays the TVA. We see early on in the trailer the TVA is wanting to hire Deadpool and get him on their side, and they feed him a story to where Deadpool believes he is Marvel Jesus, the savior of this cinematic universe, but then only a couple seconds later in the trailer, Deadpool is taking down those same TVA agents. Well, we just saw the entire setup at the beginning of this trailer. The reason why Deadpool is retired is because he no longer wants to put his friends in danger, and it seemed like the TVA almost lied to him, letting him know that he could save a different universe that wouldn't affect his friends, but then quickly finds out his universe is being destroyed, and that's where he ends up in the void, seeing the 20th Century Fox logo that would most likely represent everybody in that universe getting pruned away. This would be the perfect reasoning for Deadpool to betray the TVA, is them trying to erase the history of his wife and friends. It's even more exciting if you think about Deadpool having to travel around the void and look for them to see where they ended up, and just the endless possibilities of what Deadpool and Wolverine can find in the void that connects Easter eggs and references to all of Marvel's movie history could be extremely exciting and could easily set up how he meets the old Fantastic Four, Elektra, so on and so forth. Another really exaggerated crazy rumor based off almost one frame of the trailer is this moment here of what appears to be Deadpool shooting his machine guns, but fans were really quick to point out that Deadpool's gloves in his new suit are extremely different from these gloves, meaning this is most likely a Deadpool variant, and we are set to get multiple Deadpool variants throughout this movie. Ryan Reynolds already confirmed Dogpool, but it has led many to think that this will be Lady Deadpool. That's someone that's been rumored to be part of this movie, but some of you might not love who it'll end up being. With everything going on, fans are thinking that Lady Deadpool in this movie will actually be played by Taylor Swift. Most thought that she would cameo in the movie, maybe playing the character of Dazzler, because she had been in talks with that before, but maybe that was just too obvious for some of the fans to expect, and putting her in a Deadpool costume is maybe more exciting. Taylor Swift does have a really strong relationship with the cast and crew of Deadpool 3. They were even seen photographed together going to football games during the Hollywood strike when they were on pause from filming Deadpool, so this might be a real possibility. It definitely seems like Taylor Swift is showing up somewhere in this movie. Lady Deadpool might not be a bad idea. But really, just thinking about it, you could honestly go on and on with the theories and speculation going from this movie. Just every inch starts tickling your mind with what could happen. Like, you think it's a coincidence they show Chris Evans Captain America here? Of course they're gonna end up putting him in that Fantastic Four Human Torch suit. Sean Levy, the director of this movie, got Chris Evans to cameo in Free Guy for a quick second, and we only need like 3 seconds of Chris Evans just saying flame on, then you can CGI the dude on fire the rest of the time. The possibilities with meeting all the other Fox X-Men since they showed off Pyro. Yes, I want to see Halle Berry Storm, James Marsden Cyclops. Dude, the theories go on for days. But those are just some of the more interesting ones and not so obvious that I wanted to touch upon with you guys. There's definitely so many more out there, and I'm sure you're thinking of better ones right now in that comment section. So please feel free to add on or debunk some of the theories I've talked about. It just makes this thing all that more exciting. But don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.